What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Absolute Power, issue number 2. This one is written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora. This is issue 2 of 4 of the Absolute Power event. Yeah, there's 100 bajillion tie-ins, but I don't plan to read every single one of them. Maybe I'll read them when they go to DC Universe Infinite, because a lot of tie-ins anymore just don't really feel like they have much meaning, unless, of course, it ties into books I'm already kind of covering on the channel. So, yes, this is an Absolute Power tie-in. Basically, like I said, Amanda Waller depowered pretty much the majority of Earth's heroes, and she's basically taking control. There's, no outs for anybody. At the end of the last issue, John Kent basically got turned into Cyborg John Kent. So, Cyborg Superboy, in a sense. And now he's under Waller's control. The heroes are trying to band together. Oliver Queen has seemingly joined Waller's side, but we all know he's just doing it probably to just get close and ultimately have the means to kind of stop her in the end. Because if anyone, I don't know who should be the one to ultimately beat the hell out of Amanda Waller, because she has just done horrible thing after horrible thing. And I'm just kind of thinking maybe I think it should be Oliver Queen. I think Oliver Queen should just shoot Amanda Waller with an arrow, end her for good. Yeah, it's not really the heroic thing, but he's one of those characters who operates in that gray area. Let him get the job done, and you know what? I'm willing to make an exception. So we also got this going on. Like I said, they showcased some of the heroes who haven't been depowered just yet. There actually is one pretty funny moment where Amanda Waller's like, "I'm not a sociopath," and you have this moment where Failsafe and Dreamer just look at each other, and they're like, "Bitch, is she serious? Did she really say she's not a sociopath?" Because Amanda Waller is. She definitely is. So, also at the Fortress of Solitude, a lot of the remaining heroes are kind of banding together. They're trying to decide who the team captain of this whole situation is going to be. And ultimately, Nightwing kind of takes charge. Batman's a little bit proud of him. You can see the characters drawn in Dan Mora's art style. I think it looks pretty good. It's, and even Damian's drawn older here than he is in a lot of other stuff. So that's kind of cool. And you get the various characters showing up. And then John Kent shows up with the Brainiac Queen and various Amazos. And they wreak havoc on all the different heroes. A lot of them are depowered in the process. Some of them escape. Batman obviously is going to be working with Catwoman in the next issue of Batman, which I'll be covering right after this. So this is set before that. And we have Superman trying to reach his son, but it's ultimately not fully working to its extent. And then we have Dreamer, who basically is kind of sees the situation going on, and even though her family's at risk because she's been doing this because Waller has everyone held hostage, she decides that her family, despite all this stuff, her family would want her to kind of do the right thing and try to stop this madness before it gets too out of hand, and they would understand. So she makes a choice, and one of the most impactful moments in the entire, well, actually the most impactful moment of the entire issue, the Fortress of Solitude gets destroyed, blown to bits. And I gotta admit, it actually is kind of a sad little moment right there, seeing the Fortress of Solitude destroyed. It makes me think back to when I used to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as a kid. Who am I kidding? I'll still watch it as an adult. But when the command center got destroyed, it's just kind of one of those moments where you've been in this place for so long, and seeing it destroyed by some sort of villains, or in this case a mind-controlled John Kent who's trying to regain his consciousness because he's under the influence of the Brainiac Queen. It is kind of a sad little moment right there, but it is handled quite well. So, and the artwork by Dan Mora is really good. Yeah, a little bit, some of the issue can be a little bit busy because there's a lot going on, but I mean, with what we get, I think it is really good because there's just so many heroes and characters within this issue. So that's what's going on. Brainiac Queen still has control of John Kent, and I guess they're going to use him and his Kryptonian abilities to locate the other heroes, and Waller just keeps getting more and more psychotic as the series goes on. And we also see that Green Arrow is just kind of running inventory checking on all the different weapons that they've assembled from the Justice League, and he finds some sort of time device. I forget what it's for, but I think that's going to play a factor, and he's time's up, he's Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day. So that basically wraps up issue 2 of Absolute Power. The heroes are at a big disadvantage at the end of this issue, of course. I mean, this is an event they kind of have to be before they find a means to get out of the situation. And it also sets the stage for various little tie-ins and spin-offs. I know there's going to be the Wonder Woman and Damian adventure they're going to be going on. Batman's, of course, doing his stuff with Catwoman, where they're trying to break in and find the Mother Box, and various other heroes are going on various other missions. So the artwork by Dan Mora looks great. It is kind of interesting seeing John Kent kind of be the villain this time around, against his will, of course. I mean, we've seen a lot of other characters possessed or something. Even in the last event Mark Waid did, which was like Batman versus Robin, Lazarus Planet, we saw a lot of the heroes possessed by the Devil Neza, and this time around it's John Kent being possessed by the Brainiac Queen, and Superman's just pleading to try and stop him, and the heroes are getting depowered. I mean, you have Starfire, looks like Raven and Donna Troy getting depowered in the process. And I think, like I said, some of them went into the Phantom Zone, but it's Superman and his son, and you have the impact with that, and the Amazos, and it's just, the heroes are really at a disadvantage. And of course, seeing the Fortress of Solitude destroyed, that's an image that definitely is the one that stands out the most to me in this entire issue, because again, it's a sort of Fortress of Solitude. It's always been a staple, really, of Superman's, going back for however many years at this point. When was it first introduced? Was it the earliest issues? I don't know. It's been around for a very, 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 very long time, and seeing it blow up is kind of a little bit of a sad, bittersweet kind of moment, because, like, again, it's the Fortress of Solitude. It means a lot to so many people, but it really kind of emphasizes the dire situation that the character's in. So that's one moment that will stick with me, like I said, because it reminds me of losing the command center in Power Rangers. It's Superman's home, so it's definitely a big moment in the issue, so I'll give it that. All things considered, this is a pretty decent issue. The main Absolute Power stuff isn't half bad. Mark Waid is a good writer, and Dan Mora is a fantastic artist. I am event fatigued with all the stuff that's going on, but I'm at the point now where I'm just like, you know what? I'll just read these main issues, maybe a few of the tie-in stuff, and I'm not going to worry about all the other stuff in between. I don't really think there's a reason to have to read everything. I didn't read Task Force 7 or whatever it is, because I don't think there's a point. You don't really need to. It's all the information you need is pretty much going to be showcased in the main Absolute Power book. So look forward to checking that stuff out. So yeah, all right, well, I've rambled on long enough. What did you think about Absolute Power issue number 2? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. I will be talking about the latest issue of Batman, and then I think that's it for the DC comic books for this week. And then by tomorrow, I'm going to catch up with a lot of Godzilla comic books that I haven't gotten the chance to get to talking about. So look forward to all that other stuff. So, all right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.